Hey, everybody, it's Alex with the Lupus Foundation of America, Greater Ohio chapter, and have a guest in the office today. Kelly Perhach stopped by
Hi.
to see us, and she actually did something really exciting recently that involves the walk. So we just wanted to sit down with her while we had her captive here, which is her favorite, and just kind of give you guys some ideas on how you can fundraise for the walk, a little bit of out of the box ideas other than just asking your family and friends for money. Like, hey, I'm walking. Can you give me money? That kind of thing. That kind of gets boring or old, or some people aren't, as comfortable doing that. So, Kelly, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are
Yes,
you?
I'm fantastic. It's Friday. The
Yes.
sun is shining. I think it's finally going to be nice weather for good in Ohio, which is
Holiday
beautiful.
weekend.
Holiday weekend, of course. Memorial Day is Monday. And you've been a busy lady lately, have you not?
Yeah, kind of. Driving him crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Kelly is a frequent caller to the office, but always good things. She does a lot for us to try to help, always has. And we really appreciate that, and everybody else that does that for us too. But specifically, Kelly, you just had a golf outing, correct?
We did.
Yeah, and you organized that for Lupus Awareness Month, and then more specifically to raise money for the walk, the Cleveland Walk specifically. Can you just give us a little bit of insight of where you came up with that idea, how you got that process started, and kind of how it all worked?
Well, I actually went to my husband back in September and I asked him about having a golf outing to raise money for the Lupus Foundation. And he just kind of looked at me and blew me off. Well, next thing I know, in 3.5, 4 months, we were ready to go.
Nice. That's funny.
Yeah,
So he did it secretly then, is what you're
I think
saying.
so.
Yeah.
I think so. I was just told what to do. He took care of the golfing aspect, and I was told what to do and collect sponsors and stuff for raffle baskets. And here we are. But it went good. It really went good.
Yeah, you guys had, what do you have, like 10 teams, so like 40 golfers,
Yeah,
something
I
like
think we
that?
ended up with the final count of 10 teams, and for a Monday, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was great. And full disclosure, I did stop by the event and kind of peek in. I talked a little bit, I helped them out a little bit, took some pictures and stuff. And yeah, it was great. The weather was beautiful.
Oh, it was.
The golf course was nice. It was at Windmill Lakes in, is that Ravenna?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so Windmill Lakes in Ravenna, and yeah, it was really nice. As far as so, just to kind of give, some of our other fundraisers some idea on the process. So basically, you contacted the golf course, or your husband did, said you wanted to do a golf outing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm familiar with golf outings just from ours. If you guys do that, they kind of walk you through it from there, at least like setup and stuff. It is something that they're very
Right.
comfortable with. So the golf aspect, you don't really have to worry about a whole lot as far as organizing. They'll get you everything you need if you want carts for everybody, and they'll go over any sort of food and beverage options with you. But specifically, then to raise money from that, obviously you charged a admission price for the actual event itself, and what did that include?
For them to golf, is that
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
referring to?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Actually, it was $100 a person,
Hmm.
$400 for the team. It included your 18 holes, your cart, and then you had the option lunch, dinner, and all you can drink, which included what is it? Pop, water, and domestic beer. So
Hmm.
they had a great time.
Yeah.
They really did.
Awesome. And then from there, so obviously that's going to raise money, less the cost of the golf for you
Right.
guys. That would come out of that. But then also I know you did this because you were telling me you went around to local businesses,
Yes.
for whole sponsor signs. So, for anybody that's not familiar, um, obviously every golf course, the green and then where the ball actually goes into the hole, you'll sometimes see little signs around, and then on the tee box as well, you'll see little signs that either has individuals' names or companies' names
Yes.
or whatever have you. So those are called whole sponsor signs, and companies will donate money to your event, and then their name goes on the sign. So you did that, and then you also got raffle baskets donated too.
Yes, we did.
And can you tell us how you kind of went about that process?
Well, I just went around and asked any local businesses or friends, family, if they would like to donate anything, do a raffle basket, anything would help.
Yep.
And then you did get a few gift cards and you got to figure out
Hmm.
what to do with those, which, it's a learning process, but I'll never wrap another basket again in my life. But it was really hard, but once you got the swing of things, I think the next one will be even better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and then as far as companies, I know Sarchone Chevrolet was the main
Yes,
sponsor, correct? And
that
then
Air Force One.
Air Force One, yeah, heating and cooling, which is a fantastic name from a marketing person, by the way. So if anybody from that company is watching, good job. Um, and then who else was there? There
We
was
had
Deco Alloys. There was two of those.
yes,
Um,
Cody Schaefer at State Farm.
yep, Strickland's Ice
Ice cream.
Cream. I think who is it? Your
Yes,
cousin or someone?
Helene from R&F.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and the only reason I shout those companies out is really just to not only, to express gratitude for supporting Kelly's event and in turn the foundation itself, but it kind of runs the gamut. I mean, you don't have to go into, your car wash or just like your fast food place. You can go into manufacturing places or, construction places. Really, any company will be willing to, sponsor your event. So you don't have to go to any one specific business as far as industry is concerned. Anybody that has a business is usually more than willing to help out people,
Mhm.
especially in their community too. Is what I've found. And also, Kelly can be very, very
Persuasive.
persuasive to the point of pest, but in a good way.
Thanks.
I had to get a
Hey,
dig in
it's for
there.
a good cause,
It is.
though.
It is.
So,
No, it is. Um, yeah, no, that's awesome. And then outside of the golf outing, obviously, this has been probably the biggest thing you've done fundraising wise for us.
mhm.
As far as a one-off event. But what you did stuff last year too. Like I know you did what'd you do last year? You did a
We
dine to donate at Chipotle that you organized,
Yes, we
correct?
did Chipotle
Yeah.
for the Dine to Donate, and then I also had like a color street party, and all the proceeds
Mm-hmm.
went to the foundation. Then I also did a Pampered Chef
Okay.
party.
Yeah.
Instead of giving myself the free items, we got the cash and we gave it to the foundation.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, so really just wanted to, kind of pick Kelly's brain a little bit, just to give you guys some ideas as we are ramping up into walk season. And we'll have more of our fundraisers on as well throughout this, just getting their ideas. Some people have done some really cool things and really kind of out of the box things where, people can have fun, come
Yes.
out, have a good time, but also, support a great cause as well. So, it doesn't just have to be posting on social media asking for money. Obviously, that works to a degree, but, again, a lot of people aren't comfortable. Some people get, annoyed by that. Some people don't pay attention to that, So there's all different kinds of ways to get people involved in your walk teams and your fundraising goals. So, yeah. Kelly, one last thing. Can you tell us how much you just told me, which is amazing, but how
Well,
much did the golf outing bring in?
before I say that, I want to
Okay.
say this. As far as when it comes to fundraising, I know it is very hard to ask people for money, but if you sit there and talk to them and explain to them what lupus is and what you are going through, it makes a heck of a lot of a difference. Because a lot of people that I talked to didn't either know what lupus was, or they've had a family member who's come down with it. And all you can do is be there and support that family member and reach out to the Lupus Foundation. They're there to help. They've helped me tremendously. So it's the more you talk about it and the more you bring awareness to it, the more money can be raised,
Hmm.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like that's what we find too. Even going, obviously to our state capital in Columbus, we're lucky enough to have a lot of support, from our state government, in the form of a line item in our budget. And we've advocated for that, and we go back every 2 years. So we'll be going back, starting March, April. So in about a year, a little less, we'll go back and start talking to politicians then again too. And we've done that for 8 years now, um, and it's the same thing. It's some of them now because of that have no lupus, but we talk to different legislators every time, and a lot of them don't. The new ones typically don't, or maybe they've heard of it or they have somebody in their family with it, but they
Right.
don't really understand it or don't really know what it is. So it doesn't matter if it's you guys out there fundraising or if it's us as a foundation trying to get grants or anything like that. A lot of the times, a lot of it is explaining what lupus
This is.
is.
Yep.
And why it's important to support the foundation, and not only what it is, but you say autoimmune disease, and there's so many different forms of autoimmune disease, and they all affect people in various
Mhm.
ways, as we all know. But if you once you really start explaining not only what lupus is, like I said, but how it impacts people, how debilitating it can be, how difficult it can be for people to just live a semi-normal life, depending on the severity or if they're in a flare and not in a flare, then they really kind of start to like, wow, I had no idea, and it really, I haven't seen Suzanne or myself or anybody sit down and really explain that to somebody where at the end of it, they weren't really like, wow, like I had no
Yeah.
idea. Like I knew it
Right.
was an autoimmune disease, but I didn't know it affected people that bad, or I didn't know it was so debilitating, or, this, that, or the other. So it's, it's time consuming, but it's necessary.
It's worth it.
Yeah. And it is
It
worth it in
is
the
worth
long
it.
run
If I can
because,
just reach one person,
mm-hmm,
then I made a difference. And that's how I feel.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
Yep.
all worth it.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I would imagine as a patient, there's got to be some form of like catharsis in that too, or it's almost like your form of therapy in a way.
It is.
You're
The more
getting
you
out there.
talk about it, the more you're okay.
Yeah, you're okay,
I
and that
mean,
it makes you
you
feel
just,
good.
yeah, you
You're
just
giving
go on.
back.
And it's nice that instead of people looking at you and judging you, there's actually, they understand.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So, anyway, grand total,
Grand total. I don't know if you guys
we
can hear that through the mic.
raised $3,888. So I want to thank everybody
That's
out there
awesome.
who has helped with the first annual Links for Lupus, and we are going to do it again next year.
That is amazing for a first time event. Organized on a shoestring budget.
Right.
Very shoestring because you guys were telling me some of the things you were doing. It involved multiple Walmarts for a certain clearance item that they, I think, took everyone
Hey,
in
it
Northeast
worked and they
Ohio. It
loved it.
worked, yeah.
So
But yeah, no, that really is amazing, and I know you were worried the whole
I
time, and
was, and if it wasn't for Alex and Suzanne calming me down, who knows? Maybe it wouldn't have happened. But no,
no,
they have
you
been
would have.
great. The foundation is awesome. They have helped me out tremendously. And if you guys never heard of the foundation, this is the first time you're seeing this video, you know, give them a call. If you have any questions, concerns, they're there to help you. They're there to listen to you. And they generally care. These guys are great.
Well, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, thank you. Amazing work. Like I said, we'll be sharing more stories from fundraisers in the coming weeks leading up to the walks. Speaking of the walks, Columbus, Saturday, August 17th at COSI. Cleveland, Saturday, September 14th, down in the flats on the East Bank there on Old River Road. Registration open for both currently. lupusgreaterohio.org/walk to register, and we hope to see you there. Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy fundraising.
Bye.